guys, welcome back to my channel. Today's video is going to be something I've actually never filmed on my channel before, and it's going to be a declutter video. I was recently going through my eyeshadow palettes. I know you have requested to see my eyeshadow palette collection, but I really need to get organized and cleaned up before I even attempt to film that. And while I was going through my eyeshadow palettes, I actually came across 7 different palettes that I have never even touched, not once. So I thought, this is the time to declutter them, give them away, maybe help them to find a new home, someone that's going to love them, use them, and cherish them. So I thought, why not film a declutter video and share with you these 7 eyeshadow palettes that I'm going to be parting with. And I'll also let you guys know why I've never touched them as well. So if you're interested and you want to know what I'm decluttering, then please just keep watching. So the first 2 palettes that I came across, I actually own 4 of them. There are 4 different palettes that came out by this brand, and I decided that I'm going to give these 2 away because out of the 4, they're the ones I never touched. And I'm talking about the Stila Eyes Are the Window Shadow Palettes. She came out with 4 palettes like this, and I decided to keep Mind and I believe Soul. But these 2 in Body and Spirit, I've never even touched them. In fact, they're still in their packaging. This first one that's called Body has really pretty shades in it. That's why I was drawn to it in the first place. It reminds me of My Little Pony or Care Bears. It's just those really pretty pastel kind of spring, just really pretty colors, but I'm never gonna reach for these. These are not wearable. These are not colors that I would normally reach for. And if I did, it would be only 1 or 2 in this palette and the rest would just kind of go untouched. Because I've never touched anything in here, this has to go. I'm decluttering it. And again, this is the Eyes Are the Window palette by Stila in the shade Body. And then the second one, called Spirit, is a little bit more wearable. There are colors in here that I think I would use, but I have so many eyeshadow palettes. I mean, I collect eyeshadow palettes in a way, and I've gotten to the point where I don't want to buy anymore. I don't want to continue to hold on to ones I'm never going to use because it's just cluttering up my space. And you know, I just kind of want to hang on to the ones I actually love and use. This one in Spirit is very pretty. It has a lot of neutral basic shades, but the range is very shimmery or satin. I prefer matte shadows or very pigmented glittery shadows. This is not matte, this is not glitter. These are kind of like slightly sheeny eyeshadows, and I feel like I don't reach for those very much. Even if I do have a palette I use a lot and there's a shadow like this in there, I tend to not reach for it because I don't find that they're very pigmented and they're just not that exciting to me. So I will be passing this little guy along as well. This one is prettier, it's a little more wearable. It's kind of hard for me to let go, but I haven't touched this in over 2 years, or at least 1.5 years since I've owned this. So it's time to say goodbye, and I'm sorry, but I have to let you go. Don't be sad, I'll give you guys a good home. I do love Stila eyeshadows. I have the In the Light palette, and I forgot what the other one's called, but I have another one that I also love, and I reach for those so much. I've hit pan on a lot of shadows in those palettes, but these 2 untouched, so let's pass them along. This next palette might come as a surprise to you because some of you may own this in your collection and really adore it, and that's why it's taken me this long to get rid of it. I haven't used it again. I haven't used any of these eyeshadow palettes. I kept it because 1, the packaging is just so badass. It looks like a rock star packaging. It's really cool. This is the Gwen Stefani with Urban Decay palette. Colors are really pretty, but I've never reached for it. Maybe because I didn't want to mess it up, I don't know. It is kind of like a collector's item, but this palette came out and it was priced in that almost $60 price range. I actually got this as a gift. It was given to me as a gift. And since the release of this palette, I've actually seen it go on sale, I think 50% off, so it was like $29 or something like that for a while. I think that this palette wasn't even doing well in sales, and that's why it went down to such a drastic price reduction. And I've never used it, and I have found that a lot of the shades up here, like the gold and the bright blue, are dupes of other Urban Decay single shadows that they sell that I own. So I don't feel like it's worth it to hold on to it for a few neutral shades and maybe 1 metallic-y gold bronze that I probably have in 10 other palettes I own. I'd rather give this away to someone that doesn't have as many eyeshadow palettes as I do, that will appreciate it, use it, and love it. But I will miss having it in my collection simply because the packaging is so darn cute. But it's time to say goodbye. It's time to part ways. So this next one is something I've had in my collection for a really long time. I remember purchasing this online, I believe on the website. I remember purchasing this online when I first got into watching beauty videos on YouTube. I knew I had to have it in my collection. And in these 3 years that I've owned her, she hasn't been touched once. So I knew it was time to let her go. The Nude Tude palette by The Balm. I got this on the Hot Look website when I believe this was 50% off. They tend to do a lot of really great makeup deals on that website. So I got it at a steal, but I still haven't used it, so I feel like it was a waste of money. I thought I needed it. I saw a lot of people having it when I first found YouTube in, I guess, 2014. But it has a lot of kind of basic shades that I feel like I already own in my Urban Decay palettes, or simply just in a lot of my palettes that are strictly matte have these kinds of shades. And the shimmery, more satin ones, I feel like I probably have more pigmented ones in my Lorac palettes. So I don't see the point of holding on to yet another palette that has similar shades to something I already own within my already existing collection. So it's time to say goodbye to this little palette as well. This next one is kind of one of those limited edition holiday palette thingies, and I don't know if I bought this set online or if it was a gift. I really don't remember, but it's from Too Faced, and this is their Sugar and Spice palette. Packaging again, super cute. It looks like a gold metallic clutch. I love that, and I love Too Faced shadows. They're one of my absolute favorite kind of higher end brand shadows. I love the Chocolate Bar palette. I love the Natural Eyes palette. They make amazingly intensely pigmented, wonderfully creamy shadows. But whenever they release holiday collections or limited edition collections, I feel like the powders are very stiff, they're very dry, they're simply powdery. They're not very creamy, they're not easy to blend, and this palette in particular is very basic. It's very cool toned. I feel like it's something I'm not really going to reach for. As you can see, I have not reached for it, and it's not going to give me that pigmentation payoff that I'm looking for from Too Faced, so I will be passing this one along as well. It kind of pains me to get rid of it because it's adorable, but the colors inside are too cool toned and they're not going to be creamy enough. And I know this because I swatched the testers in the store, and every time they release a holiday collection or a limited edition collection, it seems to be really, really chalky. I don't know what it is with Too Faced and their holidays or limited edition palettes. Get on board, get into your creaminess, I don't know, but their regular palettes are amazing. I just don't recommend buying their limited edition stuff. It just doesn't seem to pan out. This next one has been in my collection twice. The first time I had it, I played with it, I swatched it, I used it, and it wound its way into one of my disappointing products videos in the past on my channel. And then I was gifted this palette again. So I've been hanging on to it in my collection for a while, hoping that one day I'll reach for it and I'll really love it and use it and maybe change my mind about it. Haven't touched it. It's the Tarte Tartelette palette, the original one they came out with. This is their Amazonian Clay eyeshadow formulation, but this is no good. It's not pigmented, it's not creamy, it's not easy to work with, and I find that when they release their second palette, Tartelette in Bloom, that one's creamy, that one's super pigmented, it smells like vanilla powder. They just really amped up their formulation when they went to work with that second one, because this one doesn't do it for me. It does have really pretty colors, but again, they're very cool tone, a little bit too purpley or pink for me. My favorite row would probably be the top, which has a nice vanilla yellow, some nice neutral transitioning shades, khakis and browns and things like that. But that top row is basically my Urban Decay Naked Basics palette, which I use all of the time. So why would I hang on to this when I already have one that I know works, I love, and I use? So this will sadly be passed along as well. And then this last one is from the brand Beige Cosmetics. This is a 30 color eyeshadow palette called Take Me to Brazil, and I've never ever used this. I don't even know why I bought this, but it is a gorgeous display of bright pops of color. As you can see, it's kind of like the rainbow, but I have a palette similar to this from Morphe Cosmetics, and it's called the 35B, so it has 35 shadows in it. They're all bright. That's what the B, I guess, stands for, but it has some wearable transition shades within that palette, whereas this is just straight up rainbow bright. There's no transitioning shades in here, and although they may be pigmented, I'm not really sure because again, I've never touched it. I didn't reach for it, and I've had this maybe 2 or 3 years, and I've seen on their website they've reformulated maybe and definitely revamped the packaging and re-released this palette. So this one may be a little more lackluster. I don't know since I didn't play with it. I'm thinking it is because since they have re-released it in a new packaging, it may be better quality inside as far as the powders. But it's time to say goodbye to this, and I think one of my little cousins will really enjoy this because she's just getting into makeup, and I think this would be fun for her to play with these bright colors. So this one's definitely getting decluttered from my collection. So that's it, guys. I decluttered 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7 eyeshadow palettes. That's a big deal for me because I'm a little bit of a hoarder and I hate giving away stuff because just in case I might need it. But it's honestly been 2 to 3 years that I have owned these palettes and I haven't touched them once. That tells me that I'm not really interested in them, I don't need them, and somebody else will probably appreciate them. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. That pretty much ends everything. If you'd like to see more declutters, let me know and I'll go through my collection and start getting rid of stuff. It may actually motivate me to get cleaned up a little bit. So let me know if you want to see those kinds of videos in the comment box below, or simply give this video a thumbs up so I can know to film more for you guys in the future. Don't forget to request any videos you would like to see as well, and to comment, like, and subscribe so that I can see you in my next upload. Thanks again for watching, and I will see you guys very, very soon. Bye guys!